fuck is you telling me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. This is the third episode of Throw the Hook podcast. Now, I know I'm dolo right now, and it's okay. I got a couple people coming through. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all used to seeing me with guests and all that. So I'm going to have a couple people slide through. You know what I mean? But big shout out to everyone. It's been really, really busy as far as boxing is concerned. And I'm not even going to lie. I know what the thumbnail says. We're going to cover Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz, the whole entire card. I know. But so much has come out in the sport of boxing. Just positive drug tests. People getting stripped of their titles, fight announcements that's not Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz. I mean, there's so much going on right now. Like, I don't know how the show gonna go. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how the show gonna go. That's the beauty of actually going on live and doing live shows. Everything is just spontaneous. You understand what I'm saying? But we may not even get to the Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz card. I will be back on this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time to actually cover the Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz card. The card is absolutely stacked. I mean, it's absolutely stacked. The main event, that's a really good main event. A lot of people think that Lamont Roach is going to run away with that fight against Pitbull Cruz. I don't know. But we will be back on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we could do a full show on that. Big shout out to everybody that's in here. Definitely put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. If I'm too loud, let me know. I'll turn the levels down a little bit. But if you in here, put a 1 in the chat. And speak to your boy when you come in the building, man. Speak to your boy when you come in the building. You understand what I'm saying? But big shout out to everybody, man. I gotta give my shout outs out. Big shout out to Coach Ali from out of Indiana, man. One of the better coaches in the game. And he'll be on at some point during the show. Big shout out to VP Shane. Big shout out to Boxing First Vlog, aka Blunt. That's my guy. I just got off the phone with him. Big shout out to Ty Finney, the legend. Big shout out to him as well. He might be making an appearance as well. But it's so much going on right now. I think the hottest topic right now is actually Terrence Crawford getting stripped of the WBC title at 168 pounds because he didn't pay sanctioning fees. I heard he went off. on Instagram. I haven't heard it yet, but I heard he went off. Like, I actually have it queued up. And I'm going to give it a couple minutes, but I'm actually going to play what Terrence Crawford had to say in regards to being stripped of the WBC title at 168 pounds. I got a couple text messages. They said he went in. Something crazy. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, but I definitely want to talk about that and just sanctioning fees, just the business of boxing and where that lies with, the sanctioning bodies, the promoters, the fighters, and the networks and everyone in between. So we could definitely talk about that for sure. We're definitely going to talk about that. But if you in here, put a 1 in the chat, man. Say what's up. Let me know you in here. I just need confirmation that my sound level was good. You give me confirmation that my sound level good, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? But big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to Ivan Robinson too. Ivan Robinson pulled up for the first episode of Throw the Hook podcast. He hates that I call him a legend, but he's a legend in my book for sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually play this Terrence Crawford rant that he had on social media. So let me get that queued up real quick. Let's see. Let me get this queued up. I'm gonna actually play this.
Man. Listen. I got something to say. I got a lot to say. What's up, though, everyone? I'm gonna say that first and foremost. I'm gonna just say what's up. But I gotta dive right into it. You know, I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? They ain't gonna tell me. I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Well, you better slap your fucking self. You paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanction bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them, but you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. Fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free.
Facts.
What are you talking about?
Facts.
You want me to pay you more than the other sanction bodies because you feel like you better than them? How in the world all the sanction bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the fucking ring?
Hold on.
Don't fucking wear down as the years pass. That don't even make sense. I'm the motherfucker that's putting my life on the line, not you.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't stepping your motherfucking ass in that ring.
That's a fact.
You or nobody else. So why should I have to pay to carry your belt? You should be paying me. If you want to be truthful, you should be paying me.
That's a fact.
I don't see it. It irks my nerves how this dude,
Mark Nash in the building. Mark Nash, what's up, bro?
Gets a hotel suite. Him and his buddies, they go out to dinner, 5-star meals, all that, and guess who got to pay for it? Us fighters.
That's a fact.
We paying for y'all to come out here, have the time of y'all life, stay in the best hotels of y'all life, and it's all done on our dime.
That's a fact, bro. It's
done on our dime. Do that sound right to y'all?
That's facts, bro. Facts.
It's crazy, ain't it? We the one out there getting battered, knocked upside our head, and every time we step foot in the ring, we gotta pay them a sanction fee. Like they the government.
He definitely cooking him, Mark Nash. He cooking him. He cooking him for sure.
Then he said, allegedly, I made X amount of money. You don't know how much I made. You don't know how much I made. Once again, you're speculating.
You're
speculating.
Suleiman, no. I got it. That's cap.
So listen.
That's cap. That's cap.
Mauricio, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo.
That's a fact.
It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, you know, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting.
What's up with the slow jams in the background, bud? I'm not understanding.
You should have took the money, and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. As your champion, the WBC champion. The undisputed champion at that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But you want to make it about you. You want to say, oh, well, you stripped me. Like, I've been stripped before. IBF just stripped me when I was at 147.
That's a fact, too.
Doesn't matter. I'm still considered the undisputed champion. I'm still the champion in the division. Because you know why? The only belt that's recognizable as the champion is the ring belt, baby. That's the number one belt in the division. That trumps all belts. And guess what? It's free. It's free.
That's a fact.
How you love that?
That's a fact.
$180,000 free. How much your belt cost? I wonder how much your belt cost.
This better not be Bud Music playlist either. This better be a random.
I don't see no receipts on your belt. It's crazy. Y'all be having so much taxes on these belts. You got some nerve. It's crazy that
the music don't match the conversation, bro.
And have all these belts. You know, you got the WBC silver, the WBA intern, the whatever belt y'all got, and you taxing these fighters every time they fight, and you claim that you for these fighters. You're not for these fighters. You probably worse than the promoters.
The promoters is terrible.
But hey, I wish you the best, you know? I wish you the best. You and your company, you know, Turkey. I hope y'all get that done, man. I hope y'all get that done so we can all see, you know, people face like this guy.
All right, I gotta cut this joint
because
I can't deal with the R&B music in the background.
With all these antics that they do, you know, they got they ranking systems.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with the R&B music in the background, man. He was playing that music like he was going through some things. He was going through some stuff at the crib, you know what I mean? I ain't understand that. My man Mark Nash in the building, man. Big shout out to Mark Nash. Said they should have never gave nigga money, right? That's a fact. Should have never gave him money. Said Bud like a kid in the last day of school. Fades for everybody. Yeah, he was cooking though. He was cooking. Only thing I didn't agree with is Suleiman ain't know how much money he was making. He definitely knew how much money he was making because the amount that he asked for, he actually broke down the percentage of what that was to his purse. So he knew how much he was getting on the books. You know what I'm saying? That WBC belt made of plastic and tinfoil. Man, we done seen that WBC belt get thrown in the trash. Who threw it in the trash? Riddick Bowe threw that joint in the trash. I think he threw the WBC belt in the trash. Floyd Mayweather, a bunch of other fighters has made comments about just belts are trophies. Belts don't feed anyone. Belts is definitely a part of the sport. WBC is definitely a prestigious belt because it has history behind it. But to pay a total of 400 something large is crazy. Crazy. He said my version didn't have no music, or maybe I didn't notice. That music was wild, bro. That was some nasty work. That was some 1990s I miss my ex cooking type music, man. That Mark Nash, that was wild. That was crazy work. Crazy work. All those sanctioning fees for a gold-plated belt that you can't sell when you fall on hard times. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And on top of that, yo, all these sanctioning bodies are supposed to be non-profit. If you actually look up the WBC, the WBO, the IBF, the WBA, they're supposed to be non-profit organizations. They're supposed to be non-profit organizations. And if you're a fan of boxing, you know what it is. Like, you could be the hottest fighter in the world, but a number one ranking is going to cost you. A top 5 ranking is going to cost you. A top 10 ranking is going to cost you. You could be the hottest fighter in the world and not be in the top 10 if they don't receive that payment. You already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? You already know what time it is. Said we were good over here. Well, Suleiman said he only asked for 0.6%. That's exactly my point. If he didn't know what the total amount was, there's no way he would have came up with 0.6%. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like with a fighter, bro. Like, if a fighter goes into a big fight and they about to make a couple M's, and the trainer, let's just say his trainer is supposed to get 10% or 15%. If you a big name fighter or a big time fighter, most of the time them fighters are gonna be like, hey, take this, lump sum amount or keep it pushing. And that's usually how that goes. For Suleiman and them to kind of set his own price. Like, you know what I'm saying? On that, it's kind of crazy. He said he made 50 mil or something close to it. Yeah, messing around with Turkey Al Sheik. Yeah, probably did make 50 M's. And please listen. I don't want to hear anyone saying he made 50 M's, what's 300,000 or what's 400,000. It's exactly what it is. 300, 400K. That's still a lot of money. And Bud not rolling like that to just be giving out 300-400K. That's still a good piece of change. And even if he don't think that's change, he got kids. You know what I'm saying? Mark Nash, he said, also, I think Bud jumped to a conclusion because Suleiman didn't say apologize. The full sentence was, sorry, I'm going another route. Okay. He was cooking though. He said, bruh, screen not centered. I don't know why not. I think they got like a horizontal version and then they got a vertical version. I should be square though. I should be squared away though. Here we go. Luke West, what's going on? What you mean? You said, here we go. What you mean? Talk to me. What you mean? He said, well, the way it was explained to me, you don't pay them for the ranking. You pay the other people in line to step aside. It depends. It depends. I think it's the WB. I think it's either the WBA or the IBF. If you look at most of their rankings, the number one ranking is always like vacant, but the number two ranking is always somebody there. You know what I mean? That really depends. It really depends, bro. He said it's 400K exactly. That's a lot of bread, bro. Luke West, you giving out 400K, bro? I ain't trying to give out $400. Straight up. I ain't trying to give out $400, Brody. He said 400K is life changing for the majority of the world. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. 400K, you know what I can do with 400K? I'm trying to flip that. I'm trying to somersault that thing straight up. He said, but my point is for Suleiman to say or close to it, meaning you don't know the exact amount. Yeah, Mark Nash, you know, boxing a nasty business, bro. It's a nasty business, nasty work. Like my thing is, if you dealing with Turkey Al Sheik and Turkey Al Sheik is the one that's giving out the bag, why he ain't just had Turkey Al Sheik just take the money out the pot and just give it to him? But apparently, according to Bud said that all the other sanctioning bodies agreed to the amount that he wanted to give him. That's nasty work, bro. But that's the business of boxing, man. That's the big business of boxing. It's nasty. Said plus after taxes, the 50 is 25. That is a fact, bro. That's a fact. He said they must be on the vertical. Yeah, bro, get off the vertical, bro. There's two different versions of it. He might be on his phone too. Luke West, he said, hell yeah, he was not okay with anything WBC had to say, but it's hard to disagree with him. These sanctioning bodies be on BS. Hey, Luke West, you know the thing that's crazy, bro. Here's the thing that's crazy. Like, there's a sanctioning fee for everything when it comes down to these sanctioning bodies. It's like if you have the WBC full title, you know what I'm saying? If you have the full title, there's sanctioning fees. If it's the interim title, it's sanctioning fees. If it's the WBC gold title, if it's the WBC silver title, it can be a WBC intercontinental belt. You might have to pay a sanctioning fee to have a fight that'll get you into the top 15. It's so many different sanctioning fees. It's not just title fight. It's so many other fees, bro. So many other fees. He said, I'm on the horizontal. Was good. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Vlog had me nervous there for a minute. He said, switch the layout. All right, what about that, bro? Okay. All right, I got you, bro. That vertical thing tripping too. I'm on the phone too. It switched to the horizontal. Just tap the channel name and click the other version. All right. Give me just a second. Luke West said silver, yep. And even regional titles. Yeah, regional titles too. Yeah, for sure. He said better. Appreciate it, bro. Said send me the link. I got you, bro. I got you. You should see a preview of the vertical on the screen. Yeah, I see it, bro. I see it. I appreciate you, bro. All right, perfect. All right. Better, good, all good. Appreciate you, family. Appreciate you. Let me send this John a vlog real quick. Yeah, it's so many different just fees and stuff like that. That's just nasty. That's just nasty work, bro. Just nasty work. Really is. Just nasty work. You know what I mean? But and it's crazy because in Mark Nash, you know this. Like when it come down to it, like you could be fighting for a regional title. You might only be getting like 10K for that fight. They're charging a fee, bro. That's why I said for you to be a fighter, you gotta be like one like sick individual. Like you gotta be a sick individual to be a fighter. Because the money and the business side of it is just it's insane. Like it's insane. Like you gotta pay the manager, you gotta pay the promoter. You got some people that got two managers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay the cut man. You gotta pay if you got a third person in your corner, you gotta pay them. You gotta pay for the gym that you're working at to use the gym. Then you gotta pay sanctioning fees. Like it's crazy. And some people might have gave you some money up front. Hold on. Before I introduce this dude, right? I know y'all haven't seen us on the screen in a minute. But this is the person that I actually had in mind when I came up with Throw the Hook. Straight up. Because if you see this dude on your screen, like if there's any type of censorship, just just put it to the side, man. This is it's a legend on the screen, man. Boxing First vlog, man. Big shout out to you, big bro.
Man, appreciate you. Appreciate the invite and everything, man. It's good to see you back to work.
Yes, sir.
You didn't spread your wings a little bit, you know what I mean? Time to fly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's so crazy, bro. It's crazy that you come in on this particular show because we've been talking about a lot of the stuff that's going on in boxing right now with these sanctioning bodies and sanctioning fees. And to be honest, these sanctioning bodies and these sanctioning fees is a part of why a lot of fighters can't just give up boxing and just be comfortable.
Facts. It's like the more they stay in your pocket, the more you keep grinding.
Yeah. I mean, and I didn't understand how deep the actual, how deep it actually got as far as the sanctioning fees. Like, there's like, you a fan of boxing, so like it's a sanctioning fee for the title fight and stuff like that. But when it gets to the regional title, when it gets to like you got to pay a fee to have a fight to get into the top 15. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you got any some of the sanctioning bodies, if you have any fight that's within the top 15, is a sanctioning fee. If it's a title eliminator, it's a sanctioning fee. Like it's crazy. Like it's absolutely crazy.
It's almost unfair because as a boxer, these entities need the boxers, but now it's like they're forcing the boxers to need them. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And it's almost like they're not able to get away with it unless the promoters are tied in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the promoters got to be tied in order for it to work. because like some sanctioning bodies only rock with certain promoters. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
what was it? The
The-
WBA? Was it the WBA? Don King had lockdown.
Pretty much. And it's like the WBC was in the corner with PBCs. So you know what I mean? So yeah, I get what you're saying. It seems like WBO top rank. So yeah, it makes sense that they're like these entities first linked with promoters and it's almost like it's like they're getting together to screw the boxers. The
Yeah,
promoters need the fighters, the entities, IBF, and they're kind of one of the more friendlier boxing entities. But they're the least famous. They're the least aesthetically pleasing, so to speak. You know what I mean? But
right.
at the same time, it's almost like they conniving together. You know what I mean? The boxing entities and the promoters are conniving together to somehow wrangle the fighters when the fighters are the ones that bring the fans to the seats. And the fans are not coming because of Eddie Hearn being at a fight.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You ain't lying about that. Luke Wesley said, "Yeah, I think that partially because boxers get paid so much compared to MMA and kickboxers." Let me speak on that real quick. Fighters that get to a certain level make a lot more money than MMA and kickboxers. If you're on a lower tier, they all make dog shit. All of them make dog shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They always compare boxing to MMA in terms of how much they get paid when you're talking about the biggest cards and the biggest fighters in boxing compared to the biggest fighters in MMA. I know kickboxers and MMA people, they fighting 5-minute rounds for $500. I know some fighters is fighting for $500 in a stack. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just it's crazy. Like, I've seen sanctioning bodies at club fights and they charging a fee. Like,
It's almost like it's been mobbed up and never got unmobbed up. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Just to figure out a new way to do it. That's what
yeah,
it seemed like to me.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Like, it's crazy. Like, it really is. Luke West says, so because of that, these third party people such as sanctioning bodies, they can tax the whole system. It's running like the government. Like, it's running like the government. You know what I mean? Every time we get paid, we got to pay Fed taxes, state taxes. We got to pay FICA and everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, I agree, but John Jones made nothing compared to what Canelo, Crawford, Pac-Man, Mayweather, and on and on." Yeah, when you comparing it on that level, you're 100%. They're 100% right. Like, the highest level boxers make a lot more money than the highest level MMA people. Like, that's a known fact. But the thing with MMA, everything runs through the UFC. Everything, like, it's some companies that might have a little run, but they're eventually going to end up with the UFC. And they have tiers as far as like their pay. You know what I'm saying? So nobody in MMA outside of really like John Jones and like Conor McGregor really went through that process to break that barrier for the next MMA fighter to make a bigger amount of money than they did. You know what I'm saying? If you vlog, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. We can go Mike Tyson. Even when he got out of jail, he had that. I think he had like a 5-fight, $100 million deal on the table, right? If it wasn't for Tyson getting that type of money, Oscar wouldn't have been able to do what he was doing and getting the bags that he was getting. And
Facts.
then if Oscar didn't do what he was doing, Floyd wouldn't have been able to elevate the money to the next level. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Al Heyman and what Al Heyman was doing, we wouldn't have a Turkey Al-Sheikh kicking out all this bread like that. In boxing, that's the difference between boxing and MMA. Boxing, throughout history, there was always a fighter that was breaking the financial barrier to set it for the next person to break. MMA never really had that. They never really had that. Even Conor McGregor came over to boxing and got his biggest bag. And Luke West, I'm gonna end it with this on that comment. Rampage Jackson, who's one of my favorite, he's one of the most entertaining MMA fighters to ever live. He said he makes more money doing his streams on Kick than he did fighting. Let that sink.
Yeah.
Let that sink.
And with them, they're on like win or lose type of contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like if these guys aren't winning, they can't even look forward to the next possible bigger contract or bigger payout for a fight. And then the kicker is, I mean, I don't have a lot of love for the MMA side of the game because obviously it's boxing first. You can see the name. But that being said, though, it's almost like they don't deserve it sometimes because I think you need a lot of fights for a card to be spectacular. It's not like boxing where one fight, like the Devin Haney fight, made that whole entire card a couple weekends ago. You see what I mean? Like, it's not the same way for me with MMA. So the pay scale, I can kind of get it why those guys are, not highly paid. And then there's not a lot of personalities. You know what I mean? To me, it seems to be way more international of a sport than boxing, but boxing is all over the world. But at least most of our star fighters, they know a little bit of English and can converse, to the biggest crowd in boxing, which is the American crowd. So you know what I mean? It's a different sport, and it definitely ran differently because, like you said, you got one major mob family controlling all the little cousins and nephews and all of that's out on the streets trying to do their thing. And then boxing is a little bit diversified, but it seems like they do come together to perform a mob type move on some fighters.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Luke West, he said, not that I am counting pockets. I'm just saying I feel like because these boxers make what they make, these promoters and bodies just think they owed outrageous amounts, and it's delusional, at least to me. You know what, bro?
I agree with that.
I do agree with that. And just to add on to that, Luke, when people say like I don't count the next person's pockets, if you're a fighter, you're supposed to count the next person's pockets because you have to know what's going on around you if you're trying to reset the market. If you don't know what's going on around you, how you know how to set your market? You know what I'm saying? Like, if, for instance, if Boxing First Vlog, just hypothetical, his show gets signed and somebody's breaking him off, he getting paid $5,000 a show. All right, let's say getting paid $5,000 a show. And I'm just doing it just for the love of it. If I'm not paying attention to Boxing First Vlog, and if I don't know that he's making $5,000 a show, how am I going to set my market if that same company come to me? That same company can come to me and be like, hey, we got a stack for you a show. Knowing damn well they paying Boxing First Vlog $5K. I'm going to be like, man, $1,000 a show, I'm up. I'm taking it. You got to pay attention to what's going on around you. You got to pay attention to your competition. Like, people say that, and I'll be like, I don't be understanding that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you have to know. That's like if you're on the block. If you're on the block, you got to know what's going on around you. You got to know what your competition doing, where they at, all that. Like, it's your responsibility to know.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
No, that's correct. But at the same time, these fighters can't let themselves be too lowball, but at the same time, they got to take that Devin Haney opportunity when it presents themselves and look for the bag down the road instead of in this particular one deal. You see what I mean? Like Haney did with the Cambosa situation. It's like he bet on himself for the future. And very smart business move, because if you believed in yourself and knew you could beat the guy in front of you and beat the guy twice if you had to, which I think they knew they were going to have to do that.
Facts.
So
100%.
So like,
facts.
let's take like somebody like Lamont Roach.
Mm-hmm.
He's decent fight with Tank, nice springboard, But if you price yourself out based on that performance, you know, it could get real shadowy down the road. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit give and take when you're dealing with the promoters, dealing with the boxing entities like WBC and blah blah blah. But it's a fine line though. You know what I mean? But definitely, I think these fighters need to stick up for themselves a little bit more. You know what I mean? For sure. Don't get railroaded. You know what I mean? Because then you'll end up having the juice to perform better, to get to get paid better. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and the thing that's crazy, and we always talk about fights, fighters, fight cards, and events that's all on a major scale. Like, we have so many fight cities that have local cards. And for the people that's not familiar, and Vlog, what I'm getting ready to say, you're already aware of this. Let's just say we got a local card and we got 10 fights on the docket, right? Each of those fighters are given a certain amount of tickets. They have to sell those tickets. And on top of that, they have to sell a certain amount. Now, it depends on the setup. They might get a certain amount of tickets, and if they sell over a certain amount, they can keep the rest of the bread. Whatever they sell after that, they can keep it. Or if they sell over a certain amount, they'll get a higher percentage after that point. You know what I'm saying? So on a smaller scale, the business side of things. So not only do you got to train as the fighter, right? You got to train as a fighter. You got to make weight. So you're not even eating the way you want to eat. You still got to get out and sell tickets. You still got to be the promoter. And you still got to be mentally sharp to go in there and actually do your job. A boxer is one of the few job titles where you're wearing all the hats. You're wearing all the hats in the situation. You're wearing the fitteds, the snapbacks, all that. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
As these fighters move up, when does that stop for them?
Stay right there. Let me get my dog in here. My dog, Coach Ali, is in the building. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, good brother?
Everything good?
Yes, sir. Yes,
hey,
sir.
Man. I got my guy Vlog in here, man. What's going on?
Salute, family. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Real quick. Did you hear about the Terrence Crawford stuff?
Yeah, about the fees.
Yeah. Like, can I just get your opinion just on that? I know you've been around a lot of fighters and a lot of different situations. Can you kind of just speak on like just fighters and them having to deal with the sanctioning bodies and like paying sanctioning fees and things like that, Coach?
Typically, the sanctioning fee is spelled out, before you take the fight, and for the WBC to want 300,000 all of a sudden, just because he made X amount of dollars, I didn't agree with that, and so I'm with Terrence on that situation.
Yeah, like this and Vlog, to answer your question, bro. I think when fighters start getting like some TV money, like if their fights are actually on one of the networks, even if it's on a lower scale, I think the business model changes a little bit as far as them having to sell X amount of tickets and things like that. Fighters are going to always sell tickets to their fights. I think it's just less of an issue the higher they get. I think once they start getting the show box and those types of cards and things like that, I think the business aspect is a little different. But like them small club cards, their check depends on how many tickets they actually sell. Mm-hmm. I've even seen situations where fighters, they can't find a fight, they will actually pay for their opponent. I've seen that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. So it's just the business of boxing is nasty. And I played the Terrence Crawford clip earlier, and he was going in, but he was 100% right. He was 100% right. But it's just boxing's just it's a nasty business. Like,
can I be honest about that the Crawford situation, bro?
Yes, sir.
That's racial, bro. It's baiting. WBC is baiting to their race fans. That's all they're doing, because there's no reason to overcharge a dude that beat your guy. So you overcharging them for beating your guy, a guy y'all time after time put in the easiest competition for to maintain that belt. So like it's kind of underhanded, but at the same time we say, oh well, business is business. Sometimes business ain't business, and this seems to be one of those times.
Right.
I agree with that. Go ahead, Coach.
That's one of the things about, back in the hood, if you get beat in 21 and if it's your ball, you just take the ball.
You just take the rock and go home.
Yeah.
You take your rock and go home. But you know another thing though, Vlog, the thing that's crazy about it, and if you're listening, if you kind of on the fence of whether Vlog's statement is correct, I'm gonna tell you why it's correct. If you listen to what Suleiman said, he owed money from the Madrimal fight, and he still let him get the Canelo fight without the fee getting paid.
I got a question. Why wouldn't Turkey pay that fee?
I said that earlier. You and I think alike. I said if Suleiman really wanted the $400K, he could have just went to Turkey Al Sheikh, and Turkey would have just took that out. Like he could have just Turkey could have just paid all of the sanctioning bodies and just let the fighters keep their bread. The pot was going to be the pot big anyway. That was $100 million fight.
Yeah.
But moving forward, seeing as how the WBC is conducting business, that would be a part of my negotiation for the fight.
Facts.
Facts. Because it's really silly, how they playing it. It's really silly.
It's crazy, Coach. Like it's really crazy how they playing it, because I feel like if a fight is getting to a certain amount of money or a certain level, like just get the sanctioning bodies out the way. Get them out the way. You know what I'm saying? Just get them out the way.
You don't even. It's like having, people flood the bar, but they can't afford the top shelf. You want to kind of, go and serve them up their drinks so we can let the elite clientele come and use the bar properly. You know what I mean? So,
they giving them that. They giving them that Amsterdam, bro.
Man, homie, that alleyway shit. You know what it is. Yo, the joint how boxing is moving right now, bro. I'm seeing a lot more racial play coming to the forefront. Them not kind of shying away from it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like Ryan Garcia and what he did just a little while ago, and it's just like even right now, like Usyk asking for Wilder. Why are you asking for Wilder? Why? Bro, if this is not race-based, I don't know what is race-based, bro. There's no reason for the undisputed heavyweight champ of the world to be calling out a guy that we know is past his prime, will not put on a fight worth $49.99. So, like, this is all race-based, bro, and it's kind of, putting a bad taste in my mouth. And I like all fighters from all genres. I was a Janabek fan before, the second cheat. I slide with you on the first one. You know, maybe it wasn't you, trainer, manager, whoever. The second time, bro, come on, dirtbag shit, bro. You know what I mean? Instead of being honest, like, yo, if y'all don't know, I know. I've had problems with southpaws. This is an older southpaw, but I needed a little bit more kick to make sure I get past this dude. They caught me. Stand on it, bro. People will respect you more. You come out and give the politician statement. It's almost like we supposed to forgive you because you got pale skin.
Hey, stop telling me the Snapple iced teas is spiked, man. I ain't trying to hear that, man.
Bro.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear that.
Bro,
Like,
let that had have been a black fighter, bro. Do you know the digging and the reasoning he would have had to come up with?
The goalpost is constantly moving.
That goalpost like this, coach. That goalpost like this. That thing's swaying.
Bro, this got to be the Windy City of boxing with the way this shit's going back and forth right now, bro. I'm so confused about why the fans think this is okay. So basically, we dealing with a bunch of fans that don't have their own individual principle.
Well, you know, people love a story and a narrative to follow. And unfortunately, a lot of people are persuaded by those narratives. You know,
yeah.
Especially in you know when it comes to boxing. Roger Mayweather said it best. Most people don't know shit about boxing.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Man, 99% of people that are in these comment sections have never thrown a jab. They've never thrown a cross. They've never parried. They don't even understand the nuances of why you move this way or why you know what I mean, do certain things in the ring. It's like they're just fans of the brutality and being able to side with their own kind to a certain extent, whether that kind is good or not. And it's like we going backwards, like to the Stone Ages instead of advancing as a society.
Yeah. Let me get these comments out the way, fellas. Luke, he said I'm rolling the wood up net right now. Said effing with y'all tough, man. Appreciate you, bro. He said, yeah, Kambosos peaked against Teofimo, in my opinion, and Kambosos did fight great, but I don't think anybody but George was surprised Haney beat him back to back comfortably. I mean, I wasn't surprised. He said, take the ball and go home. He said, really? I didn't see the Usyk situation that way because when Parker lost it, kind of left me thinking, well, damn, now what? So let me comment on that real quick. The Usyk thing, it did come out of left field though. I don't know. When I read it, I'm like, why Wilder? I was just like, why Wilder? And then I felt like it was a combination of.
But then we hold up real quick, Jeff. Didn't we ask the same question when Wilder fought Fury? Why Fury?
Mm-hmm.
We know why. It's the biggest fight that you can have is a black man fighting a white man or quote unquote Latino. Like you cannot ever have a bigger fight than that. Yeah. Why is it that way? It's for these race fans to answer for themselves. You know what I mean? I think they, to a certain extent, they know we the pinnacle, we the prodigal, we're the business. So it's like they feel better about themselves if they can one up us in a particular situation, which is weird, but you know, you should feel better about yourself based on what you do, not what another man does that wears your suit. Because I don't feel better that Floyd is 50-0. I feel better because I woke up this morning and I'm still a G. You understand what I'm talking about? So it's weird, bro. It's weird with these race fans. I get it. They feed the sport so much, and these promoters know it. Jose Suleiman knows it. But a quick question. What was Jose charging Canelo when he was walking around dragging that strap through the muddy waters of England?
I'm glad you asked that. Coach, go ahead.
Yeah, it was like 0.6%, regardless of what he made. He was still charging a
set fee.
300,000. It wasn't 300,000 though.
But
what you saying though? What you saying, Coach? Is it was a set fee? It didn't go up and down based on the next fight or whoever the next fight was against.
No. Typically, they only charge about I forget what percentage. It was like 0.6% or something like that.
I read the same thing. And you know the thing that's crazy, just to double down on what y'all saying. The thing is, if Canelo didn't pay the fee, you would never hear about it.
No, nobody.
You would never hear, and that's the point. Like, that's the point. And it's like you have these sports, and because the NFL does a great job of that too.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL does a great job of keeping some narratives rolling.
Alive, yeah.
Yeah. And this is what boxing does. And you take Subriel Matisse, he has the WB, he doesn't have the WBC, do he?
I don't know. He had he popped dirty though, right?
Yes, he popped dirty, right? So he popped dirty. And then they said he's not guilty, but he has to do a year probation, and he's gonna do additional tests leading up to the fight. I'm like,
I thought they moved up Paro and what's the other boy that lost to him? Man, what's the other cat? Damn, I can't think of that cat name right off the top of my head. But I thought they kicked Sabri and they took the belt from him. So now they done switched that up again.
From what I read, yeah. From what I read, but I'm like,
so he's not.
He said he's not guilty, but he on probation for a year. I was like, it sounded like he cut a deal.
Yeah,
he copped the plea.
Hey, that was a brown bag move under the table.
Yeah,
that's a brown bag. He brown bag.
And you know the thing that's crazy? Janabek popped dirty, Subriel Matisse popped dirty, and I seen people in the comment section saying the fighter should still fight him. I'm like, come on. Come on, y'all.
Yes. That's like saying dude got a lead pipe, but you still gotta go out there and fight him head up.
Right. Like
what?
Like I'm just like, yo, like this is crazy. Like but it goes back to like when Ryan Garcia popped dirty. People were still upset with Haney. I'm like, Ryan's the one that popped dirty, not Haney. People was talking about, oh, well, he shouldn't have took the fight and all this and all that. That's why I said the sport takes certain situations and they take it right to the line. They take it right to the edge to get everybody to start going back and forth. And it ends up, a lot of times, it'll end up being a color thing, you know?
All the time.
And it end up being a color thing. I mean, you could take NFL now, like, take like Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. You got Shedeur Sanders versus Dylan Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
They towing the line.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you read the comment section, you know who riding for who and why. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's absolutely crazy.
They even got his girlfriends.
His girl, like, the whole building want Dylan to play. I'm like, I don't think Dylan want to play. You know what I mean? He is cheeks. He is cheeks. Like, but it's great. But it's like it's crazy just with the sport of boxing, because it's like you strip Bud immediately. You strip him immediately. And I'm like, as a businessman, I'm like, why don't you have your sanctioning fee locked up? Period.
But my thing is, with how smart does Jose Suleiman think he is? Like, bro, are you going to have Canelo fighting for that belt in his next bout? Because you know he's still old turkey. So was that the setup? Was like, so to make a Canelo fight have some sort of shine around it, or is for the formerly lost WBC super middleweight title? Like, what the this that doesn't make any sense. Who are you trying to give that belt to right now, bro? Like what is going on? I'm so confused, bro. Because
you
there's
know
not another name that will help the WBC in standing.
It's crazy. Like I agree with that 100%, bro. Let me get through these real quick. Luke West said, yeah, 100% threw me off. Just not Itama. These so-called Itama fans want to throw him to the wolves way too early. I do agree with that. I think they do. I think they kind of moving him a little too quick. Gotta go check my dinner cooking. I'll be back. Love to talk and hear about boxing. Talk from people that are not unaware that jabs are thrown from the lead hand. That facts, bro. Facts for sure. Like it's just I knew I wasn't gonna get to the Lamont Roach card. I knew I wasn't gonna get to that thing today. I absolutely knew it because it's just
question.
Like, yeah, like it's crazy because I'm like, and I want to go to what you just stated, and you gotta question Suleiman and the smarts. So he has a problem, right? He didn't get his 400,000, right? He didn't get his 400K. Like you said, there's nobody at 168 that's gonna get him bigger money than the Canelo and Crawford rematch, right?
Yeah.
If you're paying Canelo like 100 M's, right? You can negotiate that thing where since Canelo lost, Canelo got to pay an M sanctioning fee. That's Crawford and his. And he ain't had to say nothing about Crawford. He could have had it built in a contract with Turkey Al-Sheikh to give him the 400 in the next bag. He could have said, "Hey, just give me a half a man, and I'm good." Right?
Agreed.
There's so many different ways you could have played that. There's so many different ways you could have played that.
Bro, he's trying. But my thing is, what champ are you going to get that 400,000 out of right now? That's what I want to know. Because there's not another fighter coming up behind those two gentlemen who are really on their way out the front door. So how many more times are you going to get this 400,000, bro? What are you talking about, bro? You're taking the belt from a guy who would have gave it to you because I don't think he's going to really fight or finish his career at 168. He might, to me, drop down. Or if he's feeling frisky, you know what I mean, slide up to 175 and see what you could do with Bivol. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he's a person in position where Suleiman is not in a position to dangle and kind of play games. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, what your belt, bro? Take that shit, bro. I'll put that shit in the mail for you. Go to your nearest mailbox and see if that shit you can pull it out of there. Because I'm gonna get the piece of shit in there. But honestly though, who are you getting that 400,000 from right now?
Right.
Like if let's say you put that belt up in some kind of small tournament, let's say a little 6-fight tournament. Mm-hmm. In that 6-fight tournament, if there's not Canelo or Crawford's type of name or Charlo or something like that nature, you're not going to make $400,000 off of 6 fights sanctioning that belt. So why are you doing this outside of some race bait and shit, bro?
I guess I got a question. So with Canelo and his sanctioning fee, like, did he cut him a check? Did he give it to him in a brown paper bag? Did he give it to him prior to the fight? Did he give it to him post-fight? Like, how did you collect the money from Canelo? Like, if it wasn't automatically debited to
the way they set his fights up when he was on that Euro run, like he was the lost member of the Beatles, they probably got $1.5 million from him up front. Like, yo, you better go on this 4-fight run. We gonna stay out your way. Just give us $1.5 million and do whatever you want with the belt. Drag that shit on the flow. I'm saying, throw it out in traffic. They didn't care. I think that's what they did. Instead of trying to nitpick because they didn't know what the money was going to look like let's say at the gate for these Euro fights. You know what I mean? I think they just hit him off up front because they knew he was going to defend it and beat Scale and what's the other boy? Yadimas, Yama, the goofy dude from Turkey, like that dude. You know what I mean? Like that. It's like, yo, bro. So y'all couldn't have charged him fight for that. So y'all got a little something up front, and y'all just got out his way because they're not. Even all of them runs wasn't 400,000.
That's why I said, like, even when Bud said, like, the other sanctioning bodies was cool with what I gave them, even with that, like, did he hit them off pre-fight? Did he hit them off post-fight?
Post-fight.
Did Turkey pay it? Like,
I think Bud would stand up and hit them off like the type of business that they seem like they do. Like, yo, it was negotiated. I win, represent you. This is what y'all want to charge me in representation for y'all belt. Not a problem. I got you if I win. Obviously, he not paying them before the fight because if he didn't win, that's just an unnecessary amount of lost money.
Well, they was gonna have to pay it. They was gonna have to pay it to fight for it anyway. That's what I was saying. Like it could
no, but when it could have
been a free joint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But wouldn't it have been fell on the champ to pay the majority of the sanctioning fees, or is it like a half and half thing? Because
it depends. That's why. See, that's why I want to talk to somebody like that work at one of these sanctioning bodies and ask them like how does the sanctioning fee work when the fight generates, it's going to generate X amount of dollars. I know when I get paid, I don't have a conversation with the federal tax. They gonna get theirs before I get mine, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you're the WBC or any of these other sanctioning bodies, why is the sanctioning fee not taken care of by whoever is throwing the fight? Because usually what happens is if a fighter refuses to pay the sanctioning fee, they'll still let them fight.
Yeah, they just
pull the belt. They'll say, you can't fight for my belt, but you can still fight though.
Yeah, they can't, they don't control the match itself. They just control the representation of whoever after the match.
Correct.
So that's like I said, bro. This is snake oil, bro. Your boy he just throwing salt in the game, trying to throw mud on the champ because it's just a way to try to make them look bad. Look, they don't pay child support. They don't take care of their kids. All of that stereotypical BS that they tend to do in regards to us. But you know what I mean, bro? It's see through, man. It's like Saran wrap, bro. It's see through.
And it's crazy because I'm like, you don't have an alternative. Like, so I'm like, so if they do rematch, right? Check this out. So Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, they do a rematch. So now Bud got stripped of the belt, right? So he's not going to fight for the belt. He's not going to fight for a WBC belt ever again, right, in life. You know what I'm saying? So Canelo can't come into the fight and say, hey, I want the WBC belt on the line, because both guys have to be eligible to win it. The only way you can have a situation where one person can win the belt is unless the other person misses weight and they lose their belt on the scale. That's the only way a person can go into a fight and only one person is eligible to win the belt.
I think this is round table. Suit and ties got together and figured out a way to kind of save face to a certain extent. Because if you can give Canelo, a ride out to the sunset sort of victory, a strap around his waist, something like that, because they had to up them fees to something astronomical like that, or something unreasonable. I wouldn't say astronomical because I hope my man made a decent sum of money, whereas though 400,000 wouldn't have. crush the bank type of thing.
Who's
But
talking about Bud?
Yeah, I'm talking about Bud.
They said he made 50 M's.
Well, at the same time, then it's principle. Since he made 50 M's,
it's strictly principle.
That's
strictly
my point.
Principle.
So
Yeah.
out of principle, they knew stepping to him, he's a principle guy. He's not going to like this. We can get you back your belt. We can get you an easy fight against, I don't know, a Jarrett Hurd-esque type of guy. You know what I mean? A guy that's literally walking around at 168, has a somewhat of a name. Yeah, I don't think it could be a Russian guy. I mean, a European guy. It's going to have to be some sort of American, Latino guy from, a semi-known guy. Because y'all took the belt from Bud for a reason. Y'all want to give it back to Canelo. That's the only other guy that you're going to be able to sell a fight behind to make half of the 400,000.
You know what? And the thing about it, if Canelo doesn't fight Bud next, and his next fight is at 168 pounds, and that WBC belt is on the line, like, I'm a flip.
But I mean, what's the other scenario? First of all, you just explained that Bud's technically never going to fight him in an undisputed situation. So if it's not in something undisputed, you already proven you're the better fighter. He's already shown he can't hurt you. When he did land on you, he didn't hurt you. It was non-effective. You getting hit by a senior citizen at this point in time in this man's career. So it's I think it's like I said, it's a cakewalk sort of, give Turkey his couple little fights, we'll throw a belt around it. I think it was all set up, bro. You know what I mean? I think it was all set up. And plus, if they did step to him about a second fight and them numbers wasn't triple what he just made, he not fucking with dude when he just seen dude make $400 million or $200 million for some bullshit over there in England. That was some bullshit. You done gave this man all that fucking money. Now the zone want to charge everybody else because y'all overpaid this bum for them garbage ass fights. And this shit is starting to bite these dudes in the butt. It's going to hurt the WBC.
And the thing with Turkey Al-Sheikh, I mean, not Turkey, but with Suleiman, I'm like, again, it doesn't make any sense from a business perspective.
That's what I'm talking about. See how
it makes no sense. Like,
see how being shady and being, the way that people can be towards us, it can turn around and backfire you, and we ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to do nothing.
And there's so many other ways. It's so many other ways he could have got the 400K. All he had to do was tell Turkey, and I'm sure Turkey would have just pulled the 400K from out of his purse. Right? But listen, like, what Bud gonna do? What Bud gonna do after he done came up 50 M's and is like, and Turkey like, hey, I had to take out 400, to get a WBC they sanctioning fee. What is he gonna do? Sue over 400,000? He gonna spend that in lawyer fees?
Yeah,
he gonna spend that in lawyer fees. That's why I said it doesn't make any.
That's why I said it's set up. It's something that they discussed and they ping pong that, okay, we do this is gonna be the reaction. If they do that, we're gonna react this way, blah blah blah. It's all discussed and pre-designed because first of all, they know their enemy. Their enemy is a highly principled dude. We ain't never seen Bud move incorrectly, so to speak. Nobody's perfect, but we haven't seen him move incorrectly when it comes to business. He stood on business when it came to Bob Arum and the nonsense that was going on at Top Rank. You know what I mean? He fought and earned whatever he earned. He fought and stood on it. He didn't turn around and complain and say, yo, I should have made this. He just made whatever he made and he stood on it. And he waited till the time came that these big fights way well deserved. I'm never the biggest Bud fan. Don't get it twisted, but I'm speaking pure facts. They moved the way Haney and them moved. Like, yo, we handle business in here. The other business gonna line itself up. And that's exactly what happened for the both of them dudes. You know what I mean? That being said, when you dealing and you know what you're dealing with, I think at this point, I don't think he's gonna fight again.
Who, Canelo?
No, I'm talking about Bud.
Well, I think what's going to happen. I think the rematch is going to happen. This is what I think though. I think Bud is going to tell Canelo, if the WBC is involved, I'm not doing the fight. And Canelo's going to want the money. And he had issues with the WBC in the past too.
But but he's always wrangled them back in because they know outside of, at the time, them not making no money off the Benavidez situation and him walking around with their belt for however long he had their belt, and them not making no money off of these second tier sort of champions at 160 or 147 or what I mean, when welterweight wasn't that big of a division at the time. They like, yo, we gotta tie our horse to somebody. So they tried to take advantage of a dude that was about his business, and Canelo obviously about his business. And then they turned around and was like, yo, we better off just kind of taking whatever we can get in this situation because he's the hottest commodity for that side of the river.
It's crazy. Like, it's absolutely crazy because it's like, if it was a PBC card, Al gonna make sure that sanctioning fee is taken care of. If it was a WBO and it was a top rank card, Bob Aaron will make sure that sanctioning fee taken care of because they in bed with them. This different type of work.
This different type of work. The fight. Bro, this is a long time for this to now be an issue, bro.
This is borderline some nasty work. Like, I almost feel like it's a part of the story that's not known. Like, it just don't seem right. Like, it's a dumb business decision.
It's not going to help build the second fight if y'all were trying to talk, because Canelo's already said he wasn't in thoughts of another fight against Bud. That's out his own mouth. So knowing that, to talk him into it, what is y'all have to dangle a carrot? Like, it'll be champ versus champ sort of fight. Like, yo, we'll give you a cupcake joint real quick, your own card. It won't have to be on no rider season, but it may have to be because he owes them fights. So this is weird, bro. I understand why they did it based on who they are and the entity that Jose Sulaiman has already presented himself to be and the support he's shown racist fighters in the past. Bro, I think it's just behind just the race bait, the way to try to smear dude in some kind of way. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it could be an argument. Is he undisputed? He never defend. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he technically is undisputed, but he ain't got y'all belt, so he not undisputed. What he like? What? It's salt, bro. It's seasoned salt.
I can't even disagree with that. But I think they need each other at the end of the day, because neither one of them has an opponent bigger than the other name. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's not true. I think Bud can create a $100 million fight going up to see a Bivol, or even going back to at one. Well, his biggest fight would have been against Janibek, but that's not going to happen because dude is he shot himself in the foot, so that would have been something legendary. You know what I mean? To even be able to kind of run a quick little gauntlet at middleweight.
Yeah, I mean, Bud has fights. He has fights.
He has fights. It's not. He don't have $100 million fight.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't even think it's going to draw them eyes like that. I don't think it's $100 million fight because we already know what we've seen.
Yeah, it's not. And on top of that, if he continues with the WBC stance, then the 160 doesn't make any sense because he's not going to go undisputed because he's not going to fight for a WBC.
No, but just to add on to
I got you.
the weight weight situation. I think he could pass Pacquiao.
I got you. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. He need 2 more divisions to pass Pacquiao.
I don't know. Pacquiao
is like no. I don't think you can catch Pac because Pac had like 9. He had like 9. 8. 8 or 9. Yeah, but but I mean, still, even if you drop back down, that'll show your condition and that'll show You know what I mean? Why
it's
you?
just you know the thing is the thing is that's
So you
crazy
actually,
about
real quick, you actually think that's the only fight he got? Is Canelo?
with that type of money, yeah.
You don't think Bivol is $100 million fight?
Mm-mm. No,
Was
no,
Bivol Canelo $100 million fight?
only because it was Canelo.
Mm.
I think Bud by himself doesn't garner 100 M's. Bud and Canelo garners 100 M's. You know what
I
I'm
know.
saying?
You know why I almost disagree with you, and that would only be based on the opponent, is because I think people will pay to see Bud lose.
You think he at that point now?
That people. He's 50-50. You love him or you hate him. To me, that's a marketable way to go. You know what I mean? You stand right on your lane. You stand right in your lane. You're not swerving to be this goody two shoes Bible toting type of guy, and you're not swerving to be a gun toting liquor store robber. So I think Bud stays in his lane. You know what I mean? And I think people would pay to see him lose.
I think if you're talking Bivol, I would say between Bivol, Janabek, and let's just say a Boots, he probably makes more money with Boots.
He ain't gonna fight Boots.
I know he's not, but I'm just saying.
You think?
I don't think he's.
I
know he's not gonna fight Boots. But I'm just trying to find.
No, I'm trying to tell
situation.
you, no, but you know why Bivol would to me, Bivol, just based on complexion, that's a major fight, just based on, you know what I mean, the complexions of both fighters.
Well, it's a big fight because it's some history going on with them too, just in terms of how great they are. And the winner, you would have to really question where they're at as far as like all-time status. So I get it from that aspect, but Bivol fan base is so bad. When he beat Canelo, they still wasn't talking about Bivol. He mopped Canelo, mopped him. They still wasn't talking about him. His fan base is terrible. He's one of the best fighters I've seen. Just pure skill, like technical skill. Like he's one of the best fighters I've seen. And it's just his fan base is so bad. So bad. You know what I'm saying?
That's a damn near whole continent, though. You know what I mean?
Well, the continent ain't messing with him. I think
if it's marketed right, bro, you know what I mean? Especially based on the fact that they both beat Canelo. You know what I mean? Because the topic would be who beat him better. You know what I mean?
But the thing about it is,
and then looking at it this way from a physical situation, Bivol's a big dude, a solid dude, but he's not like a abnormally large 175 guy. You see what I mean? So I don't think that it would be versus you'd be like, oh damn, Bud in here fighting this giant. You know what I mean? So I think physically, they would match up pretty well, and it's nothing to put on another 6-7 more pounds of muscle for Bud because he already was in there looking shredded, like he's about to go try MMA or something, and he can wrestle. So you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I don't know. I think that's the way to go if I'm Bud. If I'm Bud,
I think, to be honest with you, I can see the rematch happening and they both retire.
Oh, that would be terrible. That would be terrible. I'm
not
gonna lie to you, bro. I haven't told you this. I do not want to see that again. That's like seeing Tank and Pitbull. You know what I mean? Again.
Yeah, I don't want to see it again because people don't even realize like that 9th round when Bud was just standing in the pocket, just getting off on Canelo. Like people was like, oh, well, Bud is so brave. He's so tough. I said, yes, he's those things. But I said, Bud's right foot was on the opposite side of Canelo's left foot. And I'm like, if you know anything about boxing, I'm like, if you the southpaw, if you get your foot on the outside of the orthodox fighter, I'm like, you got the leverage and you got the angles to throw your shots. That's why he was getting 3, 4, 5 shots off with no return Because I'm like, Canelo couldn't square up because his foot was being blocked.
Yeah, his footwork had been off in a few. I think at least the last 3 to 4 of his fights, his footwork had been off, and like he had always been throwing heavy, but it's just like them shots didn't count the way they should because why? His foot technically isn't in the right place to give it that supportive kinetic energy to make that shit count.
Bud won that fight with his feet.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
He won it from the ground. He won that from the ground.
Yeah, he Gregory Hines, that motherfucker. He tap danced all around that ring on that motherfucker.
Yeah. The only thing that Canelo could throw, not even comfortably, but the only shot that he could throw and he knew what was coming back at him was a lead straight right hand. When he threw the lead straight right hand, he knew he had to get low. He knew he had to get low after the shot. So I don't want to see that fight again. To be honest with you, I don't want to see Canelo back in the ring. I'm just keeping it a stat. There's nobody that Canelo can fight, and I would get excited about it. Not one person. Like he's.
I mean Charlo.
I don't want to see that.
I'm a little bit of redemption for both of them. Like you can label that as a redemption fight. Both of them need to clean their name up in these boxing streets. I could see that, but I don't know how Charlo carries 168. You know what I mean? I know he's always been a big dude, but 168 is definitely a different division. That's why they have him, and so it matters.
At this point, I would give Mel a shot. I think Canelo is like he's at the crossroads.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He been on the downside of the mountain. He been sliding down slowly. You know what I mean? Been hitting a couple perks and peaks and been able to sit and admire his work. You know what I mean? But it's back down that mountain, bro. Because if you get back in there, bro, it's all downhill. But that's why I said if you're gonna do it, it's got to be in a redemption type of situation, like at least for you and maybe your opponent, like I spoke on with a Charlo. But Bud again, y'all your Uncle Jose fucked that up. But he was the one saying no. They've been talking about this for 2 weeks. Yeah. Rematch.
Right.
Hear a couple dudes, I stay in the boxing streets. I'm hearing a couple dudes saying, your boy talking about no. Oh shit. So then it's no.
Yeah, that's
and I think this right here was exclamation point to make it not be Canelo's fault we don't see the rematch. There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
you see now how to set up so Canelo can still look good. Like it wasn't me that didn't want it. They fucked the fight up. I just wanted to take some time when I said no, if he did say no out of his own mouth to initial rematch.
Right.
But usually a fighter in his ilk would have had that shit in ink. But I don't think he believed in himself.
Bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think he knew he was going to lose.
He might have. He might have knew he was going to lose. He might have knew. I mean, it's just there's nobody for Canelo to fight to where it's
a mega fight. Ain't no 100 million. He ain't got $100 million fight in him.
Nah.
And even if it's Bud, I don't think that's another $100 million fight. That might be a $50 million fight, 60 tops. And then you think Jose gonna do another 8 hour, 10-hour fight party for these dudes? I don't think that's going. I mean, not Turkey. I don't think Turkey gonna do that again. So
yeah, I think he's gonna be a little careful with the bread.
Yeah,
we seen this before. We seen Al Heyman throwing out wild money when he first came in.
Because I think Turkey's paying attention to the fight results a lot more too. Because if the product isn't what it should be, then that's going to affect your bottom line. But then you get a Haney and you get a Norman. They did their thing for majority of the fight. It slowed down a little bit towards the end, but that was Haney, tying up and you know what I mean, holding on for dear life, but smart too. But that being said, though, I think the product has to continue to put out. And if he looked at Canelo's situation, I don't even think he might even want them fights because that was terrible, bro.
I don't think he won them either. I don't think he won
That
them
was
fights either.
because who, like you said, who? Unless it's a Bivol rematch, unless it's a but I thought old boy was retiring. Now he back running his mouth about he want Benavidez and all of that. So Baturia, what's his name? Better be
Better be.
Yeah, better be. I thought he was talking about retiring. So I don't know. These dudes want to chase this big money fights now. So they got everybody mouth name in their mouth. But call out Bud is their best bet for these other dudes. But Canelo, yeah, toast. Bud, maybe 1, 2 fights that have to be worthy. Has to be something historical again. Like a weight change. Obviously he can't defend undisputed, so that's out the gate. The game is lost the big names. So now where we at? You got undisputed heavyweight champ of the world. I don't think that motherfucker sell out a ballroom. Hey, bro. So this is Tank. He out the game. That's quote unquote pay-per-view star, but he got baby mamas in them trying to rob him in the alley. Bro, the game might be a little shady right now. It might be Pro Box TV for me.
Yeah. And I mean, Pro Box TV be putting on some solid joints. But
yeah, because looking like Omega coming into 2026, like, who? What? Haney? Is that it? That's all we got now? Is everybody hating on Haney? That can't be it. That can't be it.
Yo, if he wanted to, he definitely could go undisputed at 147.
No doubt. It's cake mix out there right now. It's powdered eggs out there right now. You ain't even got to beat them up, man. Just pour some water on these motherfuckers. They done. Cook them up.
Oh man, it's a buttercream out there, bro.
Man, homie. Oh my God. I mean, a dude that went draw twice to hold the belt. Man, y'all should have stripped him just on the strength you had to draw with a dude that was 59 years old.
Bruh, like Barrios is cheeks, bro. He is so cheeks. Like, he is cheeks. Yo.
And they WBC?
Yes. That's nasty work. Man, that's nasty work.
Bro, Jose Suleiman should go dig a hole and stick his fucking head in it.
Bro.
Seriously, bro. Like, what are you doing right now, bro?
This the same dude that didn't strip Gary Russell, and he was fighting once every year and a half, 2 years. He had the belt for like 6-7 years. He was only getting one sanctioning fee like every year and a half.
Bro. Gary was like, y'all ain't making no money off me.
Right.
And I'm gonna hold y'all belt.
Right.
Oh shit, this shit is comical, bro.
Suleiman was probably like, hey Gary, you gonna have to send that belt back. He probably was calling him on the phone. He's like, hey, I sent it back. It was stuck in the mail. It said return the sender. Return the sender.
Yeah. Like, no, I sent the priority. You ain't get that little green card?
You ain't get that
thing. That little green card. Yeah, he had that shit on hostage. He was like, Gary about his money. He was like, you motherfuckers not robbing me. That is not happening. And plus, they probably would have wanted to rob him for some fight he wouldn't have made no money off of. Like, he would have probably got charged more than he was going to make money on a fight. So no wonder he ain't really want to defend that belt like that. But at the same time, what else y'all going to do? Y'all ain't got no name to give it to. You know what I mean? They tried to give it to the Filipino boy, but he couldn't hold the shit.
I don't know what Suleiman was thinking on this one, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know what he was thinking. Like, maybe they get on the phone and work something out. But
you think right now you think Turk could, could he Don Juan it? Could he put you know what I mean? You think he can call for a meeting?
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely Don Juan it. Like, he could definitely Don Juan and make it right. which is probably what's going to happen. I don't see the situation lasting like long term. I can see Turkey saying, "Hey, bud, I'm gonna go ahead and go pay this. It's not good for business. Look out for your boy on the next joint." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bud owed Turkey any fights because he won the belt. Was that something contracted? Defend on Ryder season?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I ain't heard nothing about Bud being linked back or owing any fights to anybody. So
I think Canelo's the only one that got an actual like.
He got 3.
Deal with him. Yeah, he got.
He still got 3 fights, bro. Against who?
He gonna try to reenact the European tour, bro.
Bro, that's about it, bro. I mean, but who over there can he fight?
Yo, if I had to put together like a European tour for him, let me see what kind of European tour I put together for him. All right, so
what's the name? Eubanks.
I see you stole. Yeah, I'll give you that one. All right, Eubank Jr. Have him come up in weight, right?
Which is not that
astronomical, right? So Eubank Jr. and we going Anthony Yard with it. We gonna go Anthony Yard with it.
No,
$175.
No, don't. I would rather him fight London Arthur. I mean, Anthony Yard look terrible, bro. He might die. He get hit in that motherfucker again, bro.
Bro, that was my other person. Lyndon Arthur.
Damn. That's who you giving this man to finish his career?
Yeah, that's the European tour, man. Top flight.
Oh my God. Damn. Turkey ain't gonna make $1 off this motherfucker, homie.
Top flight security in the world, Craig.
He ain't gonna make $1 off this dude, bro.
Hell no, he ain't gonna make no bread.
Yeah.
No bread.
I think Canelo and them gonna have to kick back. Because I don't think they're gonna want to go through nothing like that. That ain't no gauntlet, but at the same time, he still can get hit in his mouth, and I don't think he like to get hit in his mouth. Because you can see the competition he's fought, majority in the past 5 to 6 years, he hasn't fought anybody that hit him in the mouth outside of Bivol. And now, just recently, obviously, Crawford.
Bivol was smacking him around too. Something crazy.
Man, Bivol was getting him while Bivol was on the ropes too. I was like, damn, how you getting slugged out and dude is against the ropes like that? Like, a couple times he tried to come forward and throw them weak ass body shots, and that 1-2 came straight down the pike and backed that ass up. So yeah, Bivol was another breed for but I don't think he want that like a Billy. I don't think Canelo would take that type of fight. Like that's just it's too hard. It may be a winnable fight, quote unquote. You know what I mean, based on skills, but the harshness and what you got to go through to finish it. I don't think he want that, bro. Like he didn't even look like he wanted to put in that much effort against Crawford. Like I didn't really see him per se trying.
I'm not gonna say he wasn't trying. What I will say is he was like, "What kind of motherfucking puzzle was this?" Like I can't put the pieces of this puzzle together. He looked confused. He looked confused more.
Yeah, but that's my thing. If you trying, ain't that mean you doing something different? He literally did nothing different that whole entire fight. It was. So is there effort in can you really say that's effort if you did what you're doing is not working, but you're showing me you trying, but you're not showing me nothing different?
Well, that's what you call a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a fool. He foolishly fought that fight the same way all night instead of him in his corner being this legendary fighter and this legendary team to try something different. Yeah, they definitely didn't have no plan B or plan C. I mean, they was doing right hands.
They was doing what got them through that cakewalk in that European tour from some years ago. That's what they was doing, bro.
And the lead left hook to the body, he was going with that. He was either going with that or going with the lead Mayweather right hand,
Bro,
straight right hand down the pipe.
That lead left hook to the body, bro, that was the slowest left hook that he had been throwing in some years, bro. I was seeing when he was loading up, getting ready to throw it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Bud was seeing it, and I'm like, he getting ready to load up, and that shit came out slow, like he was turning the corner on 3 wheels.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Bud wasn't check hooking that shit after a while because it was so slow. Slow.
Yeah, crank him in between. You know what I mean? Especially with your own hook and you throwing faster. But then at the same time, I could get Bud, just sticking to the game plan, not trying nothing too crazy. We didn't work on it. You know what I mean? Like he definitely didn't eat nothing too serious when it came to that. So he got a couple times where Bud was he hit Bud with it, but Bud was finishing up a combination, but it didn't matter. Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
he don't have the strength anymore. He ain't got the juice. He can't hide. You know what I mean?
What kind of juice you talking about, bro?
Man, that trash truck juice, that space juice. That mother, these mother going to Planet Nova to get their shit now, bro. Like these dudes, like, well, damn, bro, why everybody gotta cheat? Bro. I mean, I know boxing is hard on the body. I get it. Trust me, I spent a couple summers down at the oven. Y'all, I talked about this several times, so I know what it do to the body. But goddamn, bro, y'all getting paid X amount of dollars to perform. This is the sport that you pick. That's like me going to work, driving reckless and expecting to keep my job. Like, motherfucker, like, why are you doing this? Now what you gonna do? Ain't none of y'all going to the nearest corner store and putting in an application. So why are y'all doing this to yourselves? I don't know what Janet Beck doing over there in Europe. He must got a shoe business or something cracking because this dude ain't made no money in boxing, first of all. You know what I mean? So what you doing killing your potential with the development in the kind of the open airness of 160 right now. You know what I mean? Kind of getting his own life. You just shitted on the whole division because now it ain't a big fight in the division.
I wonder if that's why Adames ain't take the fight.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knew something.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, Adames ain't a southpaw, so
I'm talking about them lab created juices.
Oh yeah, that too. But at the same time, I think your boy Carlos took a little bit of wear and tear in a couple of his fights, so I think he was a little bit, a bit in fear of what Janabek was in the ring doing. But now what was helping him do it. He definitely had the right mindset to be like, oh, hold up, you know what I mean? Let me fall back a little bit.
Yeah, because it's like now, like
160 fuck.
160 is.
Unless Mel can come up and kind of bring a name to the division. I mean, Laura's a vet, needs a champ and all of that, but he not the guy. He not headlining no pay-per-views or nothing like that. Or he ain't even a main event. Even if he a world champion, to me, he's still not a main event fight. You have to have somebody on the other side to balance that. And at the time, Janabek was that guy. This unknown entity would the world get to see, bro?
If anybody at 47 or 54 wanted to make some history, go take a visit up to 160. It'll be a belt waiting for you.
That's Jamel. Mel got to go do that. Ain't nothing at 154 no more. Don't water. You cleared them waters out. You know what I mean? Now let the little youngsters come on up and grab that. I mean, I've been hearing Mel Boots. I've been, been a little bit of waves about that, but
I don't even want to see Mel go through that, bro.
No, I want Mel to go 160 and bring some light, some shine back to the Charlo name.
So you thinking Carlos Adames?
Carlos Adames. I thought Mel should have probably jumped up and took the fill-in for this Laura situation because they supposed to stay in the gym. So you know what I mean? Like this a world title. even on the late minute, I'm thinking you could have got in there and did your 1-2. This a 42-year-old man.
But the thing with Laura though, like old Laura is actually kind of entertaining.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just saying he's still an older guy, so a male psychologically has to think I have an advantage. That can I jump in, maybe grab this belt, maybe grab this fight? You know what I mean? I'm sure Laura is the type of fighter wouldn't have turned it down. Like, no, that's Charlo. I ain't fighting Charlo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But I heard they got him an opponent, and he's still gonna be on the card. I don't know. Oh, it's dude that Ramos knocked out. He been knocked out by everybody he stepped up against. He get a title fight.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work.
Well, those Spanish names, I can't. They all jumble together when I be thinking about them. But I know the fighter. As soon as I see him, I'm like, yeah, my boy Ramos knocked him out.
Yeah, but you know what though? Like, it didn't kill the card. It just killed the vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just killed the vibe because it's like that pay-per-view was already, the card is nice. The card was nice, but with that fight, like, but then that fight was important because you don't know if the winner of that fight would have seen Bud next, because you don't know if he'd have been trying to chase Undisputed for 160. Because he was talking about that. That's why I said the Suleiman thing didn't make no sense.
Yeah. Because if he did it for 168, of course he's gonna do it for any other division.
Yeah, like, and then that's messing up business for Turkey too. Because let's just say Janabek and Laura fights. Let's just say Janabek wins, right? Then there's only one other belt out there. It's Adamas. So Turkey, if he still was rocking with Bud, he could get 2 fights out of Bud. He could say, hey, go fight Adamas for his belt, and then we're going to go see Janabek for the whole thing. And that's 2 more fights for him. That's why I said the Suleiman joint something just don't seem right. Something don't seem right with it, man. Like, because I've seen him make some dumb mistakes. This is a dumb ass mistake.
Yeah, it seemed like it was done purposefully, but what we still trying to figure out what their bottom line is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes is too smart. I don't play Suleiman to be no dummy. Despite whether I like him or not, I just don't play him to be a dummy. So it's like it's got to be something, bro. It's something we not seeing. And to me, I think it's some sort of wrangle to probably try to get this rematch. But Canelo get the belt back. You know what I mean? Get something. I don't know. Somehow.
Turkey gonna have to get in there and try to make that right.
Yeah, because boxing right now, we got one name, man. We still got Bud because Bud ain't technically done, but we got Haney right now, man. That's all we got. Where all the big names at, baby? Where all the stars at? And don't say Ryan Garcia, because you got to peel his ass off the canvas. Rolly Romero, he's not quite a star. He a cool dude. He's a talent. He's a character in the sport. He not a star. Bro, we lacking stars in boxing right now, bro. We lacking stars in boxing right now.
I agree. And I think the ones that could be stars, you're probably looking at another 2 years for them. 1 to 2 years. I think Eddie Hearn is going to have to overpay for some of these big names for Boots, because I think Boots going to be their next
want
guy.
Boots to be a star. I don't think he wants.
I think
Boots
he does.
Why?
Because the amount of money that he kicks out for Boots, he's locked in. He has spent more money on Boots than any other fighter outside of Anthony Joshua.
I mean, he ain't really had a talented fighter like that either. He's had guys with recognizable names.
I agree, but that's why I said I think he's locked in on him being like a superstar, because he's been.
But he moving them too slow.
Well, the thing is, that's why I said, like, everybody know how good he is. I was like, he's gonna have to overpay to get some of these dudes, some of these big names in the ring with him. He's gonna have to overpay. He's
He
gonna have to
was
overpay.
a Charlo.
Oh yeah, Charlo. Listen, and Virgil Ortiz is straight ducking.
Oh yeah, they man,
Straight ducking.
don't talk to me about that girl.
Yeah, that Virgil Ortiz is straight ducking. He's
Yeah,
straight ducking.
he a coward. Ain't nobody
Yeah,
trying to hear all of that. You got your
yeah.
dad double talking for you. You out here double talking, talking about your dream fight is against a dude who got mopped up. That's your dream fight, bro. Stop.
Yeah, like stop playing.
And
Like,
why is fighting a black man your dream fight?
yeah.
Why wouldn't your dream fight be against somebody a big Mexican star?
And the thing about it, if Eddie Hearn, if he could get in a real world, if he could get Mel and Virgil back to back, and Boots wins both of those fights like in spectacular fashion, he would be like on superstar status. But you are correct.
At this point, I don't even think Hearn would want to even attempt to overpay Virgil with the cowardness that whole team has shown in this Boots situation.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But that's the thing. Like, it's boxing. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Like, boxing has a lack of star power right now.
Because it seems like the dudes with the names are cowards. Quiet as kept. The dudes with the names are cowards.
And the ones that's not cowards, you don't know if they got lab tested juices in the system.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know if they skills are they skills.
Yeah, because I'm like, with Ryan Garcia, you just don't know. Conor Benn, you just don't know. You're like, you know what I'm saying? It's some guys. Now, I respect Conor Benn because I think he would jump in the ring with King Kong if he had to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you juiced up, of course you feel like you can do that.
He, man, juiced up to the eyelids, boy.
Man, I'm surprised these motherfuckers ain't drowned to death in this shit. They
bro,
taking all this shit, man.
Right? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's really crazy. But yeah, boxing has a lack of star power problem. They got a couple of potentials, but potentials is not really good enough. In boxing, back in the day, we always had somebody to pass the torch because that older superstar was getting in the ring with some young buck, and that's how the torch got passed. You know what I'm saying? And guys are just not doing that anymore. They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, because your biggest stage, you fought. What's your boy name that just got his bell rung? That shouldn't have been in the ring. What's your boy from Reading? Ain't he from Reading, Pennsylvania? Where he from? The boy Ortiz just fought.
Oh, you talking about Erickson Lubin.
Bro, that fight has so much buildup. And if you looked at what Lubin just recently went through, there should have been no way in the world that he should have even been expected to do any sort of wellness in that fight. Like just getting through the fight would have been astronomical, let alone getting knocked out in the first or second round, whatever it was, bro. So like I'm confused why they think that is star making. That's not making a star.
Bro, when I say I didn't get that fight like 1 ounce of coverage, like I knew what was gonna happen in that fight. Because Lubin's had like a rough road. Like,
CTE.
They did him no favors. Like, as far as his career,
PBC.
I don't remember the last. I think the last time he had a cupcake was before the Mel fight.
Bro,
he was
on a gauntlet. He's been on a gauntlet trying to.
Lubin's been on like he's been on like a 5-year gauntlet, bro.
I don't think
more than 5.
Look, PBC, like I think what he did to the tall boy, Fundora.
Fundora,
I don't think PBC wanted that.
Nah, they ain't want that. Nah,
So
they ain't got that at all.
they was like, all right, you gonna pay. Yeah, go on fight Tim Zoo.
But listen, but when I say lack of star power, bro, they about to give us Fundora and Keith Thurman. Like, stop it. Like,
PBC, I just said I don't know if I said it in somebody's comment, but I just said Prime about to drop PBC after 1 year. Like,
yeah, they haven't. The only person that makes them money is Tank.
And he not fighting for however long, because I don't know what his legal situation is, but he been quiet as a church mouse.
Mm-hmm.
He took whatever upfront money from Netflix, and he's like, I'll pay these legal fees, man. I'll get back in the ring later, bro, because I don't know what he got going on, bro, but he always got too much going on, and that's not a star.
Yeah, and if he did decide to get back in the ring, he got Lamont Roach problems. I don't want to see him in the ring with nobody but Lamont Roach. I'm like, he got to go handle that. He got to go handle that. But I had people before that Lamont Roach and Tank fight. I had some people from that area tell me like, yo, like, don't sleep on Lamont. Like, Lamont's a dangerous matchup for Tank. And I was like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. But I see why they were saying they was the same thing that happened in that fight. They were seeing that like during like sparring sessions and stuff like that. But I had some coaches tell me that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, like like Tank, you don't know Tank gonna come back, but you hit the nail on the head, bro. Like, it's boxing within the next year is gonna have superstar problems. They're gonna have superstar problems.
Bro, I think we having it coming into the year, and that's not good. I mean, it's a few names, but then again, you are like Edema. How you pronounce Atima Edema?
Yeah.
He's a guy that's gonna be in that crosshairs of, is he being rushed? Is he really being challenged? Like, cause he's kind of fighting some some pub guys and shit. So you know what I mean? That's a potential star, but where's his competition level? You know what I mean? Is he gonna be fighting? What's the brother?
Still gotta introduce him to the masses.
You know what I mean? But who are you introducing him with, though? You know what I mean? Like, are you introducing him with somebody that's challenging us as boxing fans to be like, yo, we don't know what's gonna happen? Like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the guys that you kind of that he's in there with and he's filling these cards out to make his name is not a challenge to his skill level. And I don't think he's ready for a heavyweight title shot. But if there's nobody else, it's almost like you got to give it to him.
Yep. Ty Finney, the legend in the building, man. Says salute, brothers. Big shout out to you, bro. Said wanted to hop on. Busy week for me. Was really looking forward to Janet Beck and Laura. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was too, bro. Said Lubin versus Virgil was a bad fight in my opinion. Yeah, it was a terrible fight, man.
It didn't do nothing for Virgil.
It didn't do anything for Virgil. And on top of that, bro, for Lubin, it's bad when they already had boots at ringside ready to come into the ring after the fight. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
The setup was in, bro.
The setup is terrible.
That shit was like old school WWF.
Yeah, like that is absolutely terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna let that man come out with the sombrero, man. I was like, hey yo, like, who co-signed? I said, who co-signed for this, man? I said, who bought the sombrero? Because I said, I know he had to get fitted for that joint and all that. I said, who fitted him for the sombrero? Like, I'm like, yo, he was like an 8-1 dog.
Bro.
He was like an 8-1 dog.
I saw the numbers.
The sombrero.
Bro, what's the name? Ortiz was like 2,200.
Yeah, it was nasty work.
I was like, bro, what kind of main event is this?
Lubin was like plus like 800.
Bro,
that's like 800.
Bro, he should have been plus 15, bro. He should have been plus 15. I might have dropped a 10 piece on him or something, but that was, but that's what I mean. Like, how does boxing think doing that is even catering to their race fans. Because even the staunchest Mexican fan had to been like, yeah, come on now, bruh. You know, my grandma could have beat bruh up tonight.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, Virgil Ortiz, he goes in the ring with boots, he's getting smoked. Like,
I mean, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would think he would need a Spence fight. Like after you ducking boots the way you did, I'm almost trying to see if can you even deal with Spence, because you're not showing me you could deal with anything elite. Based on how you responded, you're showing me you're not dealing with no real elite boxers. Now, can you deal with somebody coming off a loss that was not the greatest of boxers, but was a great fighter at the time? Right. Spence was a great fighter when he was on his run. He wasn't the greatest of boxers, but he was a great fighter when he was on his run. I don't know if he could deal with Spence in a rebound situation.
I don't know. I really don't know. But we got I mean, before we get up out of here, man, like we gonna be back. We 2 hours in. We'll be back Friday at 6:30. Because we gotta cover the Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz card. We gotta get into the technicals and the particulars and all that. What Roach need to do to get this dub. Pitbull is so one-dimensional. We really don't have to cover what he's gonna bring to the table. He running through the front door with a helmet on.
But I'm gonna be on for a little bit because that's my birthday. But I can't get the episode with the Brody. But I'm gonna be. Y'all might be surprised on my take on that. Y'all might be surprised.
Do you think before I don't want to get too deep into it before Friday, but do you think Roach is gonna have a hangover from that Tank fight, or are you thinking something else?
I'm thinking something completely different. I think I'll tell y'all Friday. You'll hear my take Friday, and I might be on point with it because it's tending to show itself lately. What my take on that fight has been showing itself lately.
Because I don't know if Legend is still in here. I think Legend thinks it's an easy fight for Roach.
I might be leaning that way. I'm not going to say nothing too crazy right now because I want y'all to tune in Friday and tap back in with your family. But I got a strong take on that because like I said, I think it's just something that's been showing itself lately.
I would say I'll give this one thing and that's it. We'll leave the rest for Friday. I'm wondering because people think that with Lamont, the way he was physically able to handle Tank, that people think Lamont Roach might be stronger than what he actually is. With Tank is relatively a small guy. He's not he's an explosive fighter, but he's not a physical fighter in terms of he throws weight around and stuff like that. He's a relatively light dude. So to see Lamont stand in the pocket with Tank, I think a lot of people that's evaluating the fight, and of course I'll give my take on Friday, but a lot of people that's evaluating the fight, they think Lamont's going to do the exact same thing with Pitbull Cruz, and Pitbull Cruz is a different situation than Tank. And Roach, he is going to have to do some different things in this fight. He can't take the template against Tank and just apply it to Pitbull.
But because they fight different inside.
Correct.
So even in the toe-to-toe situations, he was fighting Bud-esque against Canelo toe-to-toe until Bud later in the fight, Bud could just really stand in front and do his 1-2. But early in the fight, Bud was strategically inside, getting his off and kind of stepping out, circling around and doing premier boxing type of things. To me, I think Roach showed that, but without so much footwork. He showed the inside being able to absorb shots, get his off real clean, kind of push Tank around a little bit because I thought he was the bigger guy that night.
He was the bigger guy that night, and that's
I
why
don't know what
saying
they fight night weigh-ins, but he definitely
looked
just
like
looking at him
fighter.
was the bigger guy.
Yeah, it's just in some of that stuff he's not gonna be able to get away with because Tank don't really throw in combinations unless he actually. Oh, we ain't giving y'all no more.
Yeah, we don't want to do it.
We ain't giving y'all no more.
Yeah.
We're not giving y'all no more because I already see where this is going. We're about to start cooking.
Yeah, we've been another hour on here.
We've been on here another hour.
One fight, bro.
No, yeah, and we still got those Shaqy Foster and Cool Boy Steph, which is a hell of a fight. We still got Ramos and Shane Mosley Jr. That's another really good fight.
That's a nice
fight. That's a nice little scrap.
That's a true boxing fans fight. You know what I mean? Couple guys we know.
Shane on a streak though. Shane on a nice little run right now. He on a nice little run.
Yeah.
So, he on a nice little run. And Ramos is that.
Is this nephew or is this Unc? Because I ain't look at the whole card yet. Is this Unc or is it nephew?
Is this?
Because if it's nephew,
I want to say it's Unc.
If it's Abel,
I want to say it's Unc.
Yeah. Cousin got action. If it's Abel, because Abel is on that that second half. He kind of on a little bit of downslide. He had a couple little up and down fights. He lose one, win one. And he really lost that title S sort of shine he had for a minute when PBC was putting him on like every other weekend type of thing.
It's nephew.
This the youngster?
It's nephew.
Oh yeah, nephew about to put the.
It's nephew. All right, so that changes things.
Yeah.
I thought it was Abel. I was getting ready to say if it was Abel, I'm like, yo, that's a nice little.
Nah, yo, because what's the name of them was actually they've been kind of avoiding nephew. What's the boy from Top Rank? The Puerto Rican cat?
Oh, yeah.
They've been kind of not bringing up his name and shit. And I heard somebody had asked him about it on his live, and he never answered the question. He stopped on their comment, but he never answered the question. It's like asking this dude a titleist.
Yeah, if Shane Mosley somehow pulled that upset, that would be legendary for him. Legendary. We gonna get into that.
And then we got to talk. Yeah, that's good. The card might still be able to hang in.
The card's still gonna be all right. And then we still got Frank Martin.
He on this one too?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the main event on the prelim.
Okay.
He's fighting.
He got a little
Branson.
uphill climb, bro. He got a little uphill climb. He got to put at least 2 to 3 together.
Yeah, he fighting Branson Bartholomew. That's a nice comeback fight for him.
Yeah,
because Bartholomew's not dangerous in the sense
no more
offensively. He's not dangerous.
It's whether you can look clean against him because
that's a perfect comeback fight. Yes, that's a perfect comeback fight for him. But he's kind of thrown his Cuban style out the window too, so he's open for action.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's whether you can look good against him because he's been wild. He had, had some little dirty moments in the last couple of little joints I seen him with some head clashes and he's been a little bit rough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bartholomew, breastfed child running wild and shit.
Man, he lost all that discipline from that Cuban training. He I'm in American streets now. I'm about to
right. You're lying, man. But we gonna get up out this joint, man.
It was good to be Friday, back, Brody.
Yeah, Friday gonna be something crazy because it's just I hope no other boxing news go down to kind of throw off the actual show. But unfortunately I'm had to use the same thumbnail and just change the darn date. Because that was literally the intent of this show was to cover that whole card. They
appreciate it because we're gonna I want to break down each fight at least, you know what I mean? Spend a good 10, 15 on each fight.
Yeah, we gonna cook up, but I think we probably gonna get a good amount of people in the chat too in
Oh yeah,
regards
Friday,
to
baby. Yeah, y'all got to.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, tell y'all friends come through, celebrate the B-Day with the OG.
yeah, for sure. Cause it's yeah, we gonna pop a bottle.
Yeah,
You
sipping on
know,
something real cool. You dig?
yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure Ty Finney will probably be back for that one. I don't know. Shane looked like he was on vacation or something. So I don't know if he's gonna be around, but we'll probably have Coach Ali back, probably back on the show. I'm gonna try to get Ivan Robinson on too. He was on the first episode. I'm gonna try to get him on too. Definitely for the Pitbull and Roach fight. Roach reminds me, before we go, Roach reminds me of Ivan Robinson in the sense of he's balanced all across the board. Like when Ivan Robinson, like when he fought Arturo Gatti, he was able to get off on Gotti because he was like this all the way across the board. Like he
Even
was
kill.
solid.
Yeah.
He was
Even
solid,
kill.
even kill all the way across the board. Like he was like defensively, he was sharp enough. Offensively, he was sharp enough. Offensively, he was crafty enough. Defensively, he was crafty enough. Like he was just really, really solid across the board. That's who Roach reminds me of. Like his base is like that. I think Ivan Robinson was a little more dynamic offensively when he got off. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
it would be interesting to get his take on that as well. Because I'm like, Pitbull's not an easy he's not an easy cover if you're not physically strong enough. If you're not physically strong enough, Pitbull is a tough cover.
Yeah, he could try to bully you even from a little dude's perspective. He can still try to bully you in there.
Yeah, for sure. So Friday is going to be absolutely crazy, man. So I'm expecting a big crowd Friday. That'll be episode 4 of Throw the Hook podcast. I know you getting back in the thick of things. So definitely jump on Friday. Vlog will be in here. And it's gonna be one of them old school episodes, man.
Yeah,
Like
we can get real scientific.
yeah, we actually made our name off of these types of shows that's coming up this Friday. When we're actually technically breaking down a lot of these fights. Like that's how we got our name and our reputation, off of these types of shows. So I'm looking forward to Friday's cards. We can get some odds for us too if they up.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I'll stay on my numbers.
Yeah, so
I ain't let that go.
Yeah, we gotta Damn, I thought it was Unc. This is nephew fighting Shane. That damn.
Man, bro, but it's kind of like it's not one-sided. You know what I mean? Because it's not one-sided, but it's not that OG against the young cat sort of mismatch a little bit that you can get in boxing. You got Shane O'Mac ain't no kid, but he ain't the OG that Abel is either. So I think it's still gonna be a good fight. I'm definitely
gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a good card as well. But it's just I think the two fights I'm looking to break down the most is obviously the main event with Roach and Pitbull, and that Shaq Foster and Cool Boy Steph. That's an interesting one to break down too.
Oh
and
that's personal.
That's like that can go either way because I don't think either guy is at that prime point anymore. I think they're like starting to.
No, they both good fighters. They're both
good fighters, but I don't think they're.
I think they both world champ material right now.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Now, to me, I would say Abel Ramos might not be that world champ material anymore. At one point, he was. That's why he had been a titleist and had a couple opportunities. But right now, I wouldn't say he's world champ material. But Oshak and Cool Boy Steph is. Come on, bro. That little Ione thing, ain't nobody worry about that, man. That was all set up to be the way that was.
and that's the thing, and it's like
should have never went to his backyard. I'd have met that motherfucker in Europe somewhere.
Yeah, I mean but I think with Cool Boy Steph, that's I'm not saying no more. I'm not saying no more because we'll be
here another hour.
Listen,
yeah, man.
Listen, we appreciate everybody for stopping through third episode of Throw the Hook podcast. We will be here this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Heavy promotion going into this as well, man. So you're gonna see some videos coming up from myself just promoting the Friday joint. We'll probably actually, you know what, probably Friday and probably Sunday probably get a joint in the recap.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. So give me your social media and all that, bro.
Man, I'm back on the Grand Boxing First vlog as you see it on your screen. Look for me to start posting again next week, especially after this weekend's results and everything, and giving y'all my thoughts. And just glad to be back with the family, man, talking this game that I love, boxing, baby. It's always first. For sure, man. So I'm looking forward to the videos post fight next week. Game needed for sure, man. So on behalf of Boxing First Vlog, man, Shane, Ty Finney the Legend, Coach Ali, whole crew, we're gonna see you Friday, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.